framing. Every camcorder book I've ever seen has one major flaw. Every one. Maybe there are others out there that don't make this mistake, but I've never seen them. They're always full of helpful hints on taking great video. Most of it is fine. Don't leave your camera outside and then bring it in to a humid environment. Don't play in traffic. Important stuff. Then there's this piece of advice. Place the subject's head in the middle of the frame. It seems obvious, but it's wrong. There's only so much space in a frame. Why would you waste about half of it by putting the top of the person's head a little above the middle? There are good reasons why. There are good reasons to do this, but you should know why and not do it capriciously. Since the Renaissance, maybe longer, artists have put the most important thing on the top third of the media. Canvas, marble, etc. When you're looking at a person, normally the most important thing is their eyes. Do me a favor, turn on the TV. Imagine that there's a tic-tac-toe board on the screen. Now look at where the people's eyes are. It's on the top horizontal line, isn't it? You'll notice that they're rarely centered vertically either. If a person is looking towards the left, they tend to be on the right side of the screen. If the person is looking towards the right, they tend to be on the left side of the screen. The shorthand term for this is nose room. It gives the person room to look within the frame. The whole rule that defines how to frame a shot is called the rule of thirds. The most important thing in a frame is always at the conjunction of the lines of our imaginary tic-tac-toe board. Usually it's the top two intersections of the lines in our imaginary frame. But not always. It's awkward but somewhat interesting to put the person's eyes on the bottom third. In news and for other information dispersal, text and other graphics are often placed on the lower third line. Sometimes you'll see a list of things on the right or left third as well. The edges really matter. They seem to draw things towards them. As you frame a subject, cutting them off at their joints feels awkward too. Psychologically, seeing someone cut off at the joint feels like they don't have anything beyond the frame. One last thing. When you're talking to someone, you know how tall or how short they are. Most people are around average height. Some are shorter, some are taller. You generally look people in the eye. When you do, you know if you're shorter than they are, like children are, or taller. With the camera, you don't know the height. So it's more subtle. Looking up to someone adds authority to what they're saying. Looking down removes authority, but also makes people look a little better rather than slightly above. When I installed cameras at a local church, I tried to do the same for them, but they wanted the aesthetics of a higher position, so I didn't. There are a lot of nuances that you eventually learn and do almost without thinking in videography. So we continue, you'll get better and better at them.